our module packages that we have. So this is our health and wellbeing module. This runs from year 7 all the way through to year 11. I'm just going to quickly go through what you get. So you get 35 editable PowerPoints, you get projects, you get quizzes, you get work booklets, and you get a head of department supporting folder, and all of this follows our app that we've developed as well, which is free to download from Google Play and the Apple App Store as well. Now, what are the contents of the lessons? So you get 5 different units, one for each year group. As you can see, we start at puberty and body development, and then we work our way through to adult health and looking after yourself. Some really important topics throughout, and this has been taken from the statutory health framework as well, and statutory RSE. So we've been looking at what content needs to be covered there, and within our purple health and wellbeing, our orange online and offline safety, and our red RSE. Those 3 modules cover all of the statutory content that is required. Here you can see that all of the lessons that we'll provide will be mapped on an Excel mapping document that you can apply filters to. So if Ofsted ever ask you how you covering certain statutory topics, you'll be able to tell them. Our homework projects come with explainers. They have an employability skills focus. They come with assessment sheets. They come with tracking sheets to help the teacher, but also helpful sheets for the students as well. All of our lessons are not only fully editable, so you can put your own school logo on if you wish, but they come with assessment objectives, learning objectives, teacher notes for some of the lessons. They're mapped, they've got literacy key terms, and sometimes some of them have bonus resources as well. Now, just to give you an example of some of the ways in which we assess within the package, you can see that we've got learning journals, workbooklets, projects, portfolios, confidence checkers, quizzes, all sorts of materials in ways in which you can assess the progress made by your students within our package. Just to give you some examples of what you get, when you receive your module unit, so for example if you're buying the health and wellbeing one, you'll see that everything is neatly put into the different year groups for you, which will include the lessons, and if there's lesson materials for each one, your quiz, your assessment, your work booklet, your support folder, and then a couple of bonus resources as well. Here's an example of one lesson. So this one is, I believe, a year 9 lesson on the unrealistic body images, media and airbrushing. Has a starter song. It's got a few activities there. You've got your learning objectives, your new vocabulary you might come across, recap of the ground rules, confidence objectives there, so see how students are confident before they start the lesson, then return to these at the end. Everything is visually nicely applied. You've got your content, you've got your activities as you go through, and if there is a handout, that'll be noted as well. So you can see, go through, and then sometimes we've gone to an external expert who's given their advice and support on different things as well. So here is one about being body positive and body neutral. So again, you can just see here, and this lesson comes with an actual optional handout for improving self-esteem in the body, which you could hand out to students as well. I'll just zoom out so you can kind of see what you get there within that lesson. So nice and detailed, and what we try to do at the end of every lesson is make sure that we incorporate the further support and advice to specialist charities if students need a bit more extra support and advice. So we give links to that as well. So some teachers print them out and make a little display each month to do with what the topics they're covering, and every lesson's got plenaries as well. This is an example of some of the card sorts. So here is a card sort that goes with, I think this is the year 7 lesson on raising self-esteem and what influences our self-esteem as well. Here we have an example of one of the projects. So this is promoting health and wellbeing project that students have, and within this project they'll be setting up an idea, a campaign within the school to try and promote health and wellbeing. We provide all of the activities that they need, for example templates and sheets and prompt sheets if you're going to do split up people by abilities in teams and have team roles, or if you're going to do presenting, we might have some sentence starters, some examples of previous projects that students have done. So that comes with everything with the projects. That's an example of a project. Here is an example of a work booklet that we've got. Again, if you want to change that for your own school logo, you can, or write your school name in here. Absolutely. Each workbook comes with a set of assessment objectives. You can colour in before and after, and then you can fill in the key at the bottom there. And then each one has a page as you go through that refers to the lesson that the students might be doing as well. And you can see all of the examples there as they go through the 6 to 8 lessons for that unit. And it makes a nice little workbook. We try to make sure that we vary the activities provided in there. So there's just a little overview of one of our workbooklets, and you'll be provided with one for every single unit. On top of that, which is great, we provide you with an Excel mapping document, and this is really, really useful. This breaks down, we've got the key terms separately that students will be introduced to, the terminology, but also this breaks down the lesson, the recommended year group, the learning objectives, the literacy, the assessment objectives. If you're using the PSHE Association, we've mapped it against their core themes with their links and their thematic model here, but also most importantly statutory health, which is this column here, and the statutory RSE. So these are the ones you're looking at to make sure you're covering the statutory topics there, and you can see that we've mapped that all for you there on a big spreadsheet. If you're following the CDI framework, any lessons that link to careers we've also put in there, and if you're a school in Wales, we've mapped it to the Welsh PSE framework as well. So it just gives you an example of all of the kind of materials that you get to hopefully give you a bit more of an idea of what's included in this health module. All of our other modules follow a very similar format, obviously with different content.